Hi guys, and welcome back to Bella's Books. I haven't said that in a really long time. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. I post everything study, book related. So today I'm going to be talking about something book related, and that is Midnight Sun. Look how big it is. It's huge. It's enormous. Yeah, so that's Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. So this review, I don't know, is it a review or is it just more of like a mind dump? I'm not sure, but there will be no spoilers. If you've read Twilight, then you'll be fine. If you haven't read Twilight, then maybe read Twilight, because I mean it did come out like 15 years ago, so I might spoil that for you, but you could have already read it, kind of thing, you know? I feel like that's fair. So I'm just gonna start by telling you like a few big feelings I have about it. So I spent 3 days reading it, like right after it came out. I ordered it the day it came out, it came a few days later, and then I spent the rest of the week reading it. So that definitely tells you something about the book, about how good it is, about how enjoyable it is, etc. And I have to say, since I have gotten it, when I feel lonely, instead of just sit there and feel lonely, what I do is I actually hug the book now. No, just kidding. But seriously, this book is like the size of a human torso. I mean, it's hilariously huge. It's 800 pages of like Edward just like rambling about his own thoughts. The way I can explain it is like reading that book, Midnight Sun, is kind of like hanging out with a friend after you haven't seen them for a really long time. I feel like it's quite unusual that authors go back to old series. Like, they're more likely to start something new, so I would be less surprised if this was like a spin-off book, but the fact that it's like still in the same setting, and I know that she wrote it ages ago, and then obviously couldn't publish it because of like the trauma that was surrounding the leak and how betrayed she felt. But I just find it interesting that she has now chosen to publish that rather than any other spin-off book. And I kind of wish it had been a spin-off book. Like, I kind of wish that we'd gotten to see some like Renesmee and Jacob's story, or maybe even Alice and Jasper. Like, that would have been really exciting. I feel like we already kind of know Rosalie, we know Emmett, Carlisle, we know a lot about Carlisle, and we now know way too much about Edward. No, just kidding, we now know loads about Edward. And even Esme we kind of know about, but I feel like Alice and Jasper, there are some big stories in that which could just be so interesting to read about. So I did kind of wish that it was like a spin-off story, and I feel like it's quite unusual for authors to kind of publish something like this, so I really did enjoy it. But I hope she comes up with more Twilight stuff, if that's basically what I'm saying. Like, I really liked this, and Stephanie Meyer, if you're watching this, then here are my suggestions. I'm only 21, and the fact that I might have to go like another 80 years of life without receiving a new Twilight book is kind of traumatizing. So yeah, can we just make that happen, please? So yeah, anyways, reading this book was like an amazing experience for me. I know that some people will have read the online version of it, but you know, shouldn't have done that. Like, was that really appropriate? I personally did not read the online version of it. I never touched it. So this was like completely new for me. And I have to say, it was worth the wait. I don't think anything on a screen, any leaked chapters, could possibly have been comparable to reading the book in its entirety at this point in time. So the book was really long, and it's basically just a huge inner monologue from Edward. And we know he's like big on the thinking. Like, we always knew that from like the very beginning of this series. Like, he was like musing, he's like thinking, he's like smoldering into the distance, you know, that kind of thing. So like, that's not exactly new information, but like this book took it to like a whole nother level. And I'm saying like a lot, so I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm doing that. But yeah, so this book took it to a whole nother level. How does one person have that many thoughts? I don't know, but it was really interesting to think about the things that he was experiencing, and it definitely helped me like realize and understand him a little bit better. So before, I have to say, with the Twilight series, I'd always kind of thought of the good vampires, so that's everyone except for like the Volturi and maybe like James and Victoria, as people. And for some reason, reading this book and realizing that, yeah, okay, Edward's a vampire, and being a vampire means a lot of different things than being a human. So for example, like the uncontrollable instincts, like the rage, the anger, the bloodlust, like that kind of thing. I just kind of like realized the extent to which he was like enduring those things, if that makes sense. So like, once I realized that, then I like Edward a lot more now, basically. I feel like his more creepy traits come from the fact that he's a vampire rather than a human. And as soon as you like fully realize that he is a vampire rather than a human, then those kind of creepy traits and the creepy things that he does, which are like a little bit questionable, kind of fade away. It's more justifiable in my head. The creepy things he does, they're just more justifiable. Like sitting in Bella's bed while she sleeps and watching her, like that's just more justifiable to me now. I can understand his thought process behind it better, which I don't know if that's good or bad, and I don't know if I'm Team Edward or Team Jacob now at the end of this, but I'm definitely leaning more towards Team Edward. I think before I was like fully over here with Jacob, and now I'd probably be like, woo, like, can I just have you both kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, is that not how Bella feels in the books? Maybe I'm finally seeing things from her perspective fully. And the other thing I have to say about this book is that so in Twilight, the Phoenix like battle scene with James in like the dance studio, I always found that really like unbelievable, like the wrap up, the parents being involved but not really caring. Like there didn't seem to be like enough backlash from it. So being able to understand like how that all went down from the vampire's perspective and everything they did to like clean it up and make it like work and be believable makes it make a lot more sense. Like honestly I'm not sure why the books weren't written from Edward's perspective from the very beginning. That made a lot more sense to me than the original Twilight book did. Like it just became more believable. Like it is more believable now. The other thing is because this book is longer and more detailed, I feel like you get a better sense of the passage of time. So Twilight was kind of rushed, like you kind of rushed through Bella and Edward's relationship beginning, I feel like. But in this book you get more of a sense of like the months and the days passing and like them kind of getting to know each other better. So I do feel like their relationship's still like quick, but it's more like logically quick. And I feel like again this is just because the book is longer and so there's more room for detail, and like Edward is a bigger thinker than Bella, so you get more information. Basically I have nothing bad to say about this book. Like I just want to like hold it and like read it and like never return to real life. It felt like I was stepping back into a world that I'd left years ago, and I really enjoyed that feeling. And I do feel like there was nothing unpredictable in this book because of course it is the plot of Twilight, which I know literally off by heart. But the fact remains that it was a really enjoyable read, and I did learn more about the story itself and the characters, even though I already knew the overall plot arc. So yeah, I really did enjoy that book. So thank you so much for watching this review. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought. Did you enjoy it? Did you read it? Are you gonna read it? Are you like, I'm done with Twilight? Tell me everything. Have a great day, and please don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Bye!